Should the Patriots try and go out and trade for the edge All-Pro Trey Hendrickson? That's what we're going to be talking about on today's episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And a couple days ago, NFL Network's Kevin Patra listed the Patriots as a potential trade destination for Trey Hendrickson. Now, before we get started, I'll just say, I have been waiting to do this video because once he said that he was disgruntled and wanting a new contract, I was like, well, the Patriots, they have a lot of cap space. They could even trade a lot of pieces for him to get him. But I waited. I was like, let's see if this is actual real news. And we're going to go through this timeline, and it doesn't look like he's getting a contract any way, shape, or form soon. Hendrickson, let's just put it this way. He's an absolute dog. He is the whole entire Bengals defense. Because if you asked a casual NFL fan, you couldn't probably name anybody else on that Bengals defense. Gets to the quarterback. He helps out the secondary because he's just pass rushing absolutely right to the QB. So here's what Kevin Patra had to say about a potential trade. He said the Bengals are unlikely to be interested in moving Hendrickson, as that's not how they roll. However, if there is a divorce, New England is a good new partner. Mike Vrabel could use a legit number one edge to anchor his defense, and the Patriots still have cap space. Sure, they shelled out a lot on D already this season, but they should continue to take big swings while Drake Maye is still on a rookie deal. Adding Hendrickson would get them a big stride closer to threatening the Bills' divisional dominance. And I'll just put this out there. I think we all know this, of just how cheap the Bengals are. They had to sign Joe Burrow. And Paul Brown, their owner, said, we will never change the stadium name. Well, they changed it to Paycor Stadium for the sole purpose of being able to pay Joe Burrow because they didn't want to go out of their pockets. Then they went through that whole entire saga of trying to trade or trying to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. It worked out for them, but now they don't want to trade Hendrickson because Hendrickson wants top edge money. So let's just put it out there that they are cheap. So that's clear number one reason why I see a potential trade happening. Now, before we keep breaking this all down, I'm going to ask you guys, we are so close to our goal of hitting 26. I'm trying to do the math here. I'm very, very bad at math. 26,500 subs. And all we need is 103. You see the live sub counter right here. 26,397, 103. If you can go ahead, hit that red sub button for me. Subscribe to Patriots Today. We're bringing you content all throughout the offseason. So go ahead. If you love the Pats, if you want to be up to date on everything, hit that subscribe button. Let's go through the timeline of just what happened with Trey Hendrickson. So March 6th, he was allowed to seek a trade. And then all the way down until May, there was no communication whatsoever between the Bengals and Hendrickson. Then a day later, he vents to reporters about a new contract, talking about how, they're not paying me. I think I deserve to be the best paid edge or one of them. And then all the way until June 10th, about a week ago, Hendrickson did not attend minicamp. So it's still very up in the air on what his future with Cincinnati is going to be. They already paid a ton of money, like I said, to Jamar Chase and to T. Higgins. So what other money do they have to pay him? The Patriots, they could use a guy like Hendrickson. And when you look at their edge rushers, you have Christian Barmore, you have Milton Williams, you signed Harold Landry. Anthony Jennings is a great run defender, but he's not the best edge rusher to get to the quarterback, and then you have Clavon Chason. So those are three guys. But after that, I really think Keon White is going to have a breakout year, but I would still, Hendrickson elevates this defense. He's better than all of these guys that I've mentioned, and he takes your defense from that, okay, this defense is really improved from last season. You added these guys. You get Christian Barmore back. Keon White is going to have a breakout year. But imagine if you had Hendrickson. It goes from here all the way to here. And I think that with what you've seen out of him, he's also not been hurt at all. He hasn't had injury history. 17 games, 15 games, 16 games. He is one of the best edge rushers in football. 17 and a half sacks in back-to-back years. Are you kidding me? The Patriots were dead last in sacks at 28 total. That's That's over half of them. Trey Hendrickson would take this defense and make it one of the best in the NFL when you pair him around the whole entire front five that you have on this team. And then you ask, well, why trade for him? Wouldn't the cost be absolutely crazy? Well, I don't think it would be that crazy because he wants a new contract. And if he holds out and then the Bengals lose him for nothing, you got to get rid of him for something. You have to get something back and just not let him walk. And then the Patriots, they have the most cap space in the NFL right now. If he wants to get paid $25, $30 million a year, well, you have that money right there with 60. And we also see what Mike Vrabel said at minicamp kind of stuck with me a little bit. He's talking about they're always looking to get better. This is what he had to say at minicamp on potential trades. I think that we have to, as in always look at their options. I think that we should go with every position on the roster. We would always want to do that. I think trying to continually make the roster competitive and trying to find anyone or everyone that can continually help us from now until the end of the season. That's big. That's a lot. Like, he's just putting that out there. If we see the option to be able to trade for someone, whether that be like a Rashad Bateman that they tried to do a couple weeks ago, or even Trey Hendrickson to just elevate their defense, Mike Vrabel's willing to do that, and I think Elliott Wolf he's given him the approval to go out and seek whatever he wants to do because they already have that trust. Now, would you guys trade for Trey Hendrickson? Let me know down in the comments section below. Yes or no? Would you trade for him? Do you want him to be a Patriot, or were you just like, that's kind of too much money? We should probably just stay away from him. Now, I would love to trade for him, but me personally, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't think the Bengals or Trey Hendrickson is going to budge, so it just might be a long, drawn-out possibility. But we'll talk about that more. But you can see right now, I know it's summer. I have a hoodie on myself. So I'm still wearing the hoodies in the middle of June, and you can get yours today on sale, chatsports.com/PatsHoodie. This is $33.29. This is on sale for $50 off, and you can get it in the blue. You can get it in different colors or in the gray. So you can get yours today. This is a sleek Nike hoodie, and you can support the show. You can rep the Patriots, gearing up for the 2025 season, just like I am. chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. Now, here's why I possibly don't think that it's going to happen, but I still pumping the brakes a little bit. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, he tweeted this out a couple days ago that they've resumed contract talks, and I think you kind of have to at this point, but I really don't know if anything's going to build out of it. This is what he had to say on ESPN. For the first time in several months, there is some optimism surrounding Trey Hendrickson's future with the Bengals. The two sides resumed communication on his contract and his future with the team. This is a positive turn in what has been a fierce stalemate. And my first question about that is, can they afford to pay him? And not necessarily can they afford to pay him, it's just, would they want to pay him? Because you have two players, you have Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase all making over $100 million on their contract. Now, if you look at the highest paid edge rushers, like he has 17.5 sacks a game the last 2 years. He probably wants that money that is on that edge rusher per year. So if he is going to get a Danielle Hunter type of deal, a Max Crosby, or even a Myles Garrett. I mean, Brian Burns is a great edge rusher. He makes 28, so he's going to get over 100. Do you want 4 players taking up $400 million? Do you really want that to happen? They threw the absolute bag at Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So it makes their offense incredible, but what are you going to do about your defense? Who else are you going to have on the team? If you allocate your whole entire cap to 4 guys, who else are you going to have out there to pay? And with the Bengals cap space, they currently only have $31.9 million. So can they really afford to pay him all that money? And not only that, they're going on a whole different contract dispute with Shamar Stewart. He's a first-round draft pick, and they decided to add some incentive or different type of language in his contract that's never been seen before, and it's just a whole mess. So we know that the Bengals are just an absolute mess right now, and it's just going to lead to, are you going to pay Trey Hendrickson? If not, what are you going to do? I truly don't know, because the Bengals, they are just up in the air. they make the same mistakes every single year. And that's why they didn't make the playoffs last year. Let's just be honest, because their defense, they spend all their money on offense. What do you think that Cincy does with Trey? Go in the comments right now, type R for resign or type T for trade. Also, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter. I did this last week. And now, if you follow me, the first 5 people, I'm going to give a shout out to you on next week's show of Patriots Today. So go ahead, follow me on Twitter, and also hit that subscribe button. Follow Patriots Today by Chat Sports. And as always, let's go Pats.